The rain had been falling for hours, cold, relentless, and cruel. On the edge of a deserted highway near Denver, a young mother named Emily Carter stood beside her broken-down sedan, clutching her baby to her chest. Her arms trembled beneath the soaked blanket. She whispered through tears, "Please, baby, just stay warm. Mommy's trying." Her car had died hours ago, and her phone battery had long since given up. Every car that sped past only splashed more mud and despair onto her. If you believe true kindness always finds its way back, please tap the like button now and subscribe to support more stories like this. Emily's life had been a storm long before the rain began. She had been working double shifts at a diner trying to rebuild after her husband's passing in a construction accident the year before. Bills piled up, eviction notices arrived like clockwork, and every day was a fight just to stay afloat. That night, she had been driving home from her late shift when the engine sputtered and died. Her baby, Lily, was barely 6 months old, too young to understand the fear in her mother's shaking voice. By midnight, Emily's arms ached from holding her child up to shield her from the freezing rain. Her voice broke as she pleaded to the empty road, "My arms are tired. Please, somebody help us." The echo of her cry disappeared into the dark, unanswered. She thought about laying the baby down for just a minute, but guilt tore through her heart. She kept holding on. Then, out of the storm's curtain, headlights slowed. A black Mercedes stopped a few yards away. The driver's door opened, and a tall man in a dark coat stepped out, his shoes sinking into the mud. "Are you all right?" he called out, his voice steady but concerned. Emily could barely respond. "My arms, I can't hold her anymore." The man rushed forward, taking the baby gently from her trembling hands. "You're safe now," he said, wrapping the infant in his coat. He helped Emily into the car, turning up the heat. Inside, she noticed the man's expensive watch, his leather gloves. He was clearly someone who didn't belong on lonely roads at midnight. As she thawed, she tried to apologize. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to." He stopped her softly. "No need to apologize. My name's Michael Grant." He smiled faintly. "I used to drive this same road every night. My wife, she used to tell me to slow down, to notice people. I didn't, not until I lost her." His words hung heavy in the quiet car, punctuated only by the sound of Lily's soft breathing. Michael handed Emily a bottle of water and turned to face her fully. "Where were you headed?" "Nowhere that matters," she said. "Home's gone. I was just trying to make it to my sister's 2 towns over." Michael nodded slowly, then without hesitation, started the engine. "Then let's get you there." As they drove, Emily dozed off, exhaustion finally winning. When she awoke, dawn was breaking. The car wasn't moving. They were parked in front of a small, newly renovated house with white shutters and a blooming rose garden. She blinked, confused. "This isn't my sister's place." Michael looked out toward the sunrise. "No, it's mine. Or, it was. I bought it years ago for someone I loved who never got to live here." He turned to her with quiet conviction. "You and your daughter will." Emily's heart nearly stopped. "What?" "No, I can't accept that." He raised a hand gently. "I've spent years building things that don't matter, money, houses, deals. But last night, I saw something that did. A mother who wouldn't let go, no matter how tired her arms were." His voice cracked for the first time. "Let me help you rest." Tears blurred her vision as she shook her head, unable to find the words. "Why me?" Michael smiled sadly. "Because years ago, when my world fell apart, a stranger gave me a meal, a bed, and a reason to believe again. I promised I'd pass it on. Looks like tonight was my chance." That morning, Emily stepped inside the house with Lily in her arms. There was warmth, food, and safety, the kind of peace she thought she'd never feel again. Months later, with Michael's help, she started a small daycare business right there in that house, welcoming other struggling mothers who needed a safe place to start over. Michael never sought recognition or thanks. He visited often, quietly fixing things around the house, always smiling when Lily laughed. For him, that sound was the closest thing to healing. And Emily, every night when she tucked her daughter in, whispered a silent prayer of gratitude for the stranger who stopped when no one else did. We'd love to hear your story. What is the most memorable act of unexpected kindness you have witnessed or received? Share it in the comments below. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that remind us, even when our arms grow tired, kindness never does.